Well, he impressed Congress there. He's obviously impressing President Trump. Is he impressing you, Janet? We spoke a little bit about it yesterday. You know, should he have gone? What should we think about him going?
Yes.
Now we've seen him in action.
Well, he looks like he's enjoying it. He's enjoying the attention. And I think he's enjoying the challenge of dealing with Donald Trump. And it can't be easy for Charles. But I thought some of those jokes were really clever. My favourite one was, we have everything in common with America nowadays, except, of course, language. Well, you could read that two ways, because he could mean coarse language or coarse language, which refers to Donald Trump swearing and effing and blinding about everything under the sun.
Nice.
So I thought that was clever. But the other thing Charles has had to put up with is excruciating things like Trump saying, "Oh, my mother had a crush on you."
Oh, no.
It was cringe. It was totally cringe.
I think King Charles is used to a lot of people telling him that.
And then in the garden party, the impersonator impersonating him. I mean, when people have come up to me and gone, "I do a really good impersonation of you," I have to stop myself punching them. I really do. Obviously, I'm not the king, but it's not an easy situation.
Yeah. I thought he's so dry. But the thing is, I mean, I believe he writes a lot of his speeches.
Yeah.
I'm sure it has to be passed through many channels. I don't know. But even if somebody had written it for him, it's all about the delivery, isn't it? You know that as a performer, as a comedian. Because, you know, somebody can write the most brilliant speech, joke, whatever, sitcom, but if you don't deliver it, and his delivery is just impeccable.
He loves writing, and it had his own little flavour on it. You know, we all know how King Charles, like, how he delivers stuff, and he's got that charm about him. Especially when I met him, he's very charming. He will just draw you in with just politeness. But I think he definitely... It felt like he had his own personality in it. And you can write stuff. People can write stuff for you, great. But, again, it's the performance. And he performed it in the way that only King Charles could, you know, with that demeanour. And it was all smooth and nice. And he just took his time with the punchlines. And it was really good.
Now, are you picking up any lessons from that?
I mean, is he picking up lessons from me?
Did you enjoy that?
I think we are. We're so known, aren't we, throughout the world for our wit, for our sense of humour. And I think to have him there representing us in such a fantastic way and doing such a great job, it just shows the world that there's no one in the whole world that has a sense of humour like the UK. I just think we've just got funny bones. Don't you think?
That's a big statement.
I think so. I just think we're known for, like, being self-deprecating, for not taking ourselves too seriously.
We do irony that I don't think the Americans necessarily get.
They don't get it.
No.
So I was quite amazed that a lot of those jokes kind of landed. I was like, oh, OK, they're getting it. That's good.
Sometimes you have to wait a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
It's like, why they're just like, oh.
But that is nice.
I was just joking.
It is always nice when you wait and then you hear them go, oh.
Do you think... I mean, to me, Prince Charles seems like a naturally funny man. I mean, everyone who meets him says, you know, he's very charming, he always manages to make people laugh and smile. Do you think people can just be naturally funny? I mean, I presume you are naturally funny. Have you always been?
I mean, I think you can be naturally funny. I think you'll pick it up. For me, when I was young, I didn't really know that it was comedy. It was just me always, like, mimicking my family. The women in my family, the men in my family were very expressive, you know, being of Jamaican culture, very expressive, use their facial expressions, use their hands. So I used to mimic them. And then I found as I got, you know, around the age of 9 or 10, they used to be laughing. And then when I got to, like, secondary school, I realised, OK, that was a way of, like, distracting myself from maybe a subject that I wasn't great at. And then I realised when I was in work, I'm like, there's a pattern here. No one's not working. We're sitting down laughing, and I was always in the centre. But what I did realise is that for me, the laughter was always a distraction from times that was like insecurity. So maybe because I was dyslexic, I didn't know, or maybe there'd be a group of boys and I was worried I wasn't going to be the one being chatted up. So I'd make everyone feel comfortable and laugh. But throughout those periods in my life, I had people say to me, "Oh, you're so funny." But I just assumed that was with the people I'm comfortable with. I didn't realise it was something I could stand up and do until I got into, like, my later career, the career I had beforehand, and people really pushed me to go and do stand-up.
I have such respect for anybody that can go out on a stage and people are there and they have paid for you to make them laugh, you know, and it's literally...
I respect them too. Seriously, I walk out on that stage, I'm like, OK, you're really here. We've got to do this.
I think it's infectious, though, isn't it? I think if someone's laughing, it's contagious and you laugh. And I think...
Your laugh,
I think on the radio, I always say to my co-host, like, it's all about getting into a link, kind of doing a little skit and then getting out. And I said, even if we get out and it's not funny, just laugh. Because with radio, it's always in the background. So as long as you're laughing and sounding like you're having a good time, I think people like it.
I think it's all about timing. Timing is something I learned. Because I think I'm not a joke teller, I'm a storyteller. And it's how you tell the story and how you take a pace and you do it slower than perhaps you would in real life.
The control.
And it's controlling it.
You are funny, though. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I mean, I went to see Janet's show and because you don't tell jokes, Janet, obviously, but you talk about your life and the stories you've made them very funny. Our life is comic, but it's
crazy.
It's how you tell them. It's
how
you tell them.
My favourite is with Janet is when you say, "How are you today, Janet?" And she's like, "Average."
Average. You know, we can see that President Trump is really enjoying having King Charles and Queen Camilla there. And someone else who looked to be very much enjoying the state visit is First Lady Melania Trump. Now, she is not usually associated with looking overly happy. People say she's just got that face, you know, that doesn't really...
Resting.
It's not very expressive. Exactly that. But there she is. Look at her, smiling, beaming. And Sarah Vine has written today in the Mail in her column saying who else could just put a smile on Melania's granite features.
Wow.
But, you know, she was basically saying, isn't it amazing that Prince Charles has even made Melania kind of smile and laugh? And I know people have accused you of having that resting face, Janet. And we know that you're not actually as grumpy as people think.
I'm not grumpy.
Can we see your face? Can we see your resting face? No, your resting one.
I know. And you know where it comes from? Because when I was at primary school, I had big frilly teeth and all the kids went on and on about my teeth. And then when I was first on the radio and then on telly early on, I had all the impersonators, I had the cartoons, I was even drawn as a horse. So I thought, well, I'll just stop smiling. I won't show them the teeth. And then the teeth have been smoothed up a bit, not much, but they're still pretty frilly. But I'm not comfortable smiling. It's definitely...
And yes,
that's like Victoria Beckham.
Almost like your signature, isn't it?
Yeah, Victoria Beckham doesn't smile.
Yeah, she doesn't. She doesn't like her smile, does she?
About the only thing I've got in common with her.
It's quite crazy. It's crazy, but at the same time quite heartwarming that the same things that people mocked you about and made you in the time feel like it was your adversity or insecurity is the same thing that empowers you now. Because people are paying to see that smile and that teeth. Let me tell you that.
Oh yeah. Well, I've had the last laugh.
Yes.
Yeah, you really have. You really have.
I think you're a very smiley person. I mean, like, when you come in the mornings, I've never seen you come in kind of going, oh, hi. You're always like,
I've always been quite upbeat and I wake up and I'm quite happy and, I don't know. I've always been like that. I've always been quite chirpy and, you know, sometimes, you know, I just think, oh, I've got an all right life compared to, like, a lot of people. There's nothing to be miserable about. But I watched Melania's film and it followed her around and she seemed quite lonely in the film. Like, there's not a lot of people around her that are not on the payroll, that are not kind of looking after her. Wow. You know, Donald Trump's not in it that much.
He's busy being the president.
Absolutely, and the son's grown up. So it is kind of a lonely existence. Yeah. So I kind of get it.
I think, why do you expect people to be going around grinning like a Cheshire Cat all day? People would think you're a bit odd.
Yeah.
Well, I think they misinterpret it as you being like ditzy or stupid or just, oh, she's always like, you know, happy and like
and
smiling.
Always a good time.
Like a bit of a bimbo, really. I think it can be seen as a bit of a weakness and not a strength, really.
What, giggling all the time?
Well, giggling or just being smiley and being happy. It's like, what you got to smile about all the time? Whereas, you know, it's not as easy as it appears, is it, to make that decision to wake up and, you know, approach the day in a positive way. Like, it's not easy.
On in your life,
I am positive, by the way.
You'll let your face know, Janet.
It's not sure it comes across. But Judy, I would imagine doing stand-up comedy that everyone expects you to be funny all the time.
Yeah, you definitely. You know, I get that if it's like social spaces or work, and sometimes I go into places, you know, and I might be filming, but because I know it's like a big show or I've got hosting something, I can be quite. People might not believe it, but I can be quite, what's the word when you're quite, not just relaxed, but quite subdued. I can be quite subdued. I can concentrate and I'm just really calm. So when I turn up like that, the first one I would get is, is everything okay? Because I'm not necessarily smiling or presenting and doing this big, I'm here. So I find that that's the only issue, that when I am relaxed, people are a little bit like, are you okay? Or they're expecting me to be on all the time.
I presume if you're doing a show, like the producers are expecting you to come in like firing.
Yeah, or
and
even
if you
just
don't, they're thinking,
yeah, they're worried. But they know
funny.
me by now. But even when I go to social settings where almost I really want to relax, it's people, some of the people I know, I've been invited, I'm like, oh, I'm going to go. And then it's like, oh, no, you want me to be the performer. And it's like, oh,
no,
I'm off
exhausting.
today. Yeah, I'm off today. It doesn't mean there's anything
You're not
wrong
off
with-
today, right?
I know.
Until 5:30.